Hello and welcome to 304 BB Hits. This is Slimred and hashtag rachelmoye.
Hello.
Hello. So I guess we haven't broadcasted in a while. A really long while, actually. How long you been here?
A month, at least.
And we did one with Felicity, I think.
Yeah.
Back in the beginning. So, yeah. So we've been chilling, changing.
Yeah. Growing.
Yeah. Your tour season's almost over.
Yeah.
Finally feels like winter. Finally feels like winter has arrived. It's definitely fucking cold today.
Yeah, it is definitely cold.
Yeah.
And I am sick.
Are you feeling sick?
Yeah, I've been sick since yesterday.
There's a few people with colds and stuff going around. It's just
It is the weather. I'm hoping it's not bronchitis. It probably is. I get it every year around this time.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's it's probably allergy related as well.
Yeah, the season's changing and
Was it ragweed in the
turning
fall?
the leaves.
What the hell is ragweed anyway?
I don't know.
Is
That
it a
sounds like
plant?
something my grandma would say.
I think that's where it comes from. It is. It says it on the weather app.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it is.
Pollen.
I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah, something that messes with your sinuses.
It's fall pollen, I guess. I don't know.
I'm allergic to fresh cut grass, so much messes with my...
Good thing no one's been cutting their damn grass here lately. It's
Yeah.
been so dry it ain't even grew.
I don't know. Somebody was cutting their grass the other day and I was pissed off. Like, aren't we past this? Yeah, somebody was. I can't remember. Because I was... where was I? Not sure.
Well, they were cutting their grass though.
Yeah. I remember being irritated by it. That's what I remember. And I know it wasn't like in this area where I live. I was in a car somewhere and it hit me in my face like boof.
That sucks.
Yeah. The tickle in the back of your throat. It does suck. It really sucks.
Alright, so we've been doing our investigative reporting. There's a few things we were going to talk about. Some very important matters, actually. And if you're in the Fairmont area and you're one of our listeners, you do know that myself and Rachel, are behind this Human Rights Commission.
Yes.
And now they have gotten their petition. And there's several things of why we wanted the Human Rights Commission, not necessarily to focus on the LGBT. But things like this, like deforestation and how its impact is on the world. And let me tell you something. We keep seeing commercials about endangered elephants and leopards, and they're like poachers, poachers, poachers. But what we don't know is why the hell is it so easy for these poachers and these things to be cutting down nearly half of the population? I mean, they're trying to make you believe they're taking out hundreds of thousands. Like a record percentage, like 80%, that all these species are endangered from that. Here in North America, that's what they say to us.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it was just a lie, probably created by the chocolate industry to cover up what's really going on.
Yeah, because as far back as 2014, 2015, I think we read one from 2013.
Yeah.
There has been a major breakthrough or whistle blown on the real culprits over there in the Ivory Coast in West Africa. And it's fucking chocolate.
Chocolate, Hershey, Nestle, Cadbury, name, brand, the big leading
chocolate we love and eat every day.
Yeah. So we have
a large deforestation thing. Yes.
Yeah, deforestation. So the Ivory Coast is responsible for 60% of the world's production and or supply of chocolate. Of the world's.
And 40% of that comes from Guam.
It comes from Guam. And Ghana comes from Ghana. And 10%, I think a little bit of discrepancies in our information.
Mm.
I think maybe the site you were referring to might have put this together, because
depends on what year you were reading the article. In 2017, it's 40% is coming from that country and 60% overall from the Ivory Coast.
Damn, I have 10% written down for Ghana. And then the Côte d'Ivoire, their whole government is corrupted in this whole industry, and 90% of that land is now.
What had happened was the major crops were getting disease-ridden and dying because cocoa is very hard to grow. It needs no sun and not a lot of sun, not a lot of shade. So it has to have this even balance. And the U.S. government and Europe have teamed up for this, or Britain has teamed up for this greenhouse. And half of the funding for this greenhouse, which is genetically modified cocoa plants to resist this. As a result, though, while this was all happening, these illegal plantations started popping up in the national parks that are protected over there, where your chimps live, your elephants, your leopards.
Yeah. Now, there are 20 of 23 supposedly protected areas where 74% of each is now cocoa plantations. 70% of that land in each area. Each protected area. Now, we also have people popping up, like 30,000 people
in villages
popping up to do farming.
Yeah.
To turn to farming as a result of all of this. And that puts more strain on the wildlife.
They're down to 10%.
They're down to 10%, yes.
Land.
10%. We have already lost 3 types of primates already. The rollaway monkey, the white-naped mangabey, and the red colobus. So...
And the chimpanzees are down to 10% of their land, everything with the elephants and the leopards and stuff. So that makes it easy for them to be attacked by poachers and other animals that would eat them, that wouldn't necessarily eat them or had access to them. So that's a large dent. And those areas were supposed, 74,000 miles?
I'm not sure.
Are now under this. Yeah, it was in that article.
It was.
I'm pretty sure it's roughly 270,000. We'll say that, give or take. So miles of forest that has now been converted into illegal cropping.
Plantations.
Plantations, people. So, and we play a role in that because I love chocolate. Unless we start making chocolate on our own. But, and that's in the price. And during the same year that they introduced these genetic ones to these farmers, Ghana, that area itself, seen 20% boost
in 2015. Yeah.
So flip up to 2017, and the initiative was started by who?
Prince Charles. He met with major chocolate companies to speak out about the whole illegal, cocoa plantations and how it's affecting everything.
And they're spokespeople under the Paris Climate Agreement.
Yeah, and they have actually had a couple people commit to meeting with them in November for the UN, what was it?
Climate
Summit.
I don't know. I don't remember the exact title, but it's in November.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the Paris Climate Agreement, because that was a part of the agreements. They had outlined all of this, and they do have to do something. So I don't understand how people can be against that. And what it is, it comes down to middlemen.
Many people are aware.
Because we think it's poachers. We keep giving them money.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we keep sending money to protect people from poaching, when actuality, that shit's being dumped into illegal cocoa farms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not even grown in West Africa. It comes from South America.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Congo that's being desecrated, and other smaller
and now we're just moving and desecrating other areas for the sake of money and comfort, luxuries that really our planet, we can't afford to even sustain with the way that we are all living.
And they also trained us to attack the timber companies.
Yeah.
As if it was all their So you got timber people chopping up shit, and you got these illegal cocoa farms,
companies.
and there's other things, but the leading produce up out of that, and it goes to North America and Europe.
Yeah. It's sad.
And we're ripping their countrysides apart. And we left our animals with 10% land.
Yeah, to be gluttonous and stuff our faces with chocolate.
I mean, you got villages of 30. That's more than our population, I think, here.
Yeah, it is. We only have, 25,000?
That's like taking little 30,000 populated cities and sticking them all through a protected area.
Yeah, and say, here, be farmers.
And there was 20 of them, and each one cut down 74% of its area just surrounding it to house these things, and the farm, and the people, and the facilities, and the kids.
Yeah. Horrible, vicious cycle. And I'm glad that Prince Charles has stepped up to try to address this issue, because that's exactly what it is. It is an issue that we need to take care of. We can't.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to be Mars before too long. You think we would have learned by now? Huh?
And that all ties into the everything else that they're doing with the whether you believe climate change or not.
Yeah.
I
swear, we've already done this before.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think that we've already destroyed Mars as a species, and we're either brought here by something else, or came here and that civilization somehow got destroyed and we lost that knowledge.
Or we integrated with the people who are already here. Had sex with them and interbred.
That Mars, they are not telling us everything there is to know about that.
No, they're not. And people think they don't even exist. They're like, oh, NASA's fake. I believe it is fabricated to a degree, but
but everything is. I mean, you ever heard that you can't handle the truth?
They got fucking chicken tenders that reproduce. Somebody somewhere is growing something and doing something. They got portals. They got all kinds of shit. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I agree.
We just didn't go to school for that.
We aren't privy to that information.
We're not going to that yet. If you want to know that shit, go into it. No, they only select the best anyway.
Yeah, work hard.
We're too defiant. We don't listen very well.
Yeah, hey, at least we know that. We're not stuck trying to no end.
Hell no. What was the other thing you wanted to talk about?
Dyslexia. So people who do not have... Okay, so a recent study has shown that dyslexia may not be a neurological issue. It may be a result of your eyes. They have noticed that people that are not dyslexic have asymmetrical cells. What was it? Blue-shaped cone cells?
Yeah, the hole in the blue cone.
Okay, so what it is
smaller than or you have a dominant eye.
Yeah, there's a small hole on your retina. Your mind chooses a dominant eye because each eye sees things differently, and it chooses which is most reliable.
Right, of the mirror image.
Of the mirror image. Now, people with dyslexia, they have noticed that they have symmetrical holes, little round spots on the retinas, and that this causes them to have trouble differentiating between the mirror images such as B and D because they do not have a dominant eye to choose automatically for them as an instant response. So they now think that, it could be the eyes instead of neurological. And I think that that's really, really interesting. and to me seems more real than neurological. I never really thought it was neurological to begin with.